But here we go, game 2, Angry African versus Spinks. This time it will work. If I do crash, I'm going to get someone else to take over for me. I promise you that. We won't make you wait 1 second longer for this game. But let's get our heads in this game. This is Angry African, the Terran, against Spinks, the Protoss. And we're once again starting up on Metalopolis. As I said before, I don't quite know what to expect from these guys. We didn't really get a bit of a... We played this game once and we reread it, and we didn't really get any idea as to what these guys were going to do. But, you know, this is a new start again. They were nice enough to for us. And so, yeah, they got all the opportunity in the world now. Here we go. Angry African spawning at the 6 o'clock position as his funny teal-colored pieces here. And Spinks spawning at the 3 o'clock position, and this is an interesting spawn because it's actually pretty close. There's a very small distance between their two bases. This would bode well for a Protoss player who likes playing early games, maybe a early 2-gate rush, which I don't really think is that effective against Terran, but even an early 4-gate, a nicely timed push, something like that. There's a nice small distance between the two bases, so it'll be good to see if Spinks can sort of abuse the map as well as his opponent. Okay, so Spinks again, pretty early scout. I guess he's really wary against a player as good as Angry African. He wants to try get his sight in Angry African's base as soon as he can, so he can see what's going to happen, what he has to look out for maybe, and how he can counter it. So. As you can see here, Spinks is chrono boosting his probes out, so that means there's not going to be an early 2-gate. Like, you've got to save that energy. If you're going to do that early 2-gate and you're going to throw a proxy down somewhere, then you're going to want to save that energy. I suppose all Protoss players have their own little ways of doing things, but yeah, these players, both of them, pretty seasoned it seems. They know what they're doing in Starcraft 2, which is good for us watching this game. Here's Angry African being very careful. He scouted out behind that smoke there. He scouted his entire base actually. He missed a little corner at the top here, so if there was in fact a proxy pylon, he would have missed that one. But again here, Angry African being pretty clever. He doesn't pull all his workers off his supply line to chase that probe around. He just uses this one SCV, and he's continuously looking where that probe went to make sure it doesn't put on that pylon. Good play by him, even if it's just that little thing. You know, these little things, they count up, and they all add up, and they help you become a better player if you can do them right. So here comes the first Marine for Angry African. This build is looking pretty identical to the one he did in the previous game. And over in Spinks' base, he's got his cybernetics core coming up right now. I hope that means he's going to start building those stalkers a little bit sooner in this game. Maybe a bit more aggressive play from Spinks would be you know, a good thing, especially against someone like Angry African who likes to be on the front foot, who likes to be aggressive in games like this. Spinks got his little probe here on patrol, just pretty much giving a bit of a dance for us there. He just wants to see if anything leaves the space. So, whoopsie, a bit of lag there. I think that might have just been another Alt-Tab. But back in Spinks' base, he's got some nice pylon placement. If you have a look here, he's covering pretty much his entire base with these grids of the pylons, and it's good. You're gonna want to when you play in Protoss, it's pretty important to get a good base placement. You don't want the pylons in front like this one is here, but the chances are good that he's going to get another gateway or something down to block the units that come in there from attacking that right off the bat. Over in Angry African's base, he's got that tech lab down now. He's got a factory going down, so that's pretty early. He's not getting more than one Rex. As I said before, I'm pretty sad that we're not seeing more ghosts. I'm not sure if that's maybe they're out of fashion at the moment. They're not being seen so often on the ladder anymore. But I always love seeing ghosts. It's really amazing just seeing that Protoss energy all disappear. So Spinks still just got this little probe here. He knows when Angry African's going to leave his base. Angry African already got that concussive shell coming out. The chances are really good that he's going to get that stim pack right after that. And gameplay, the style that he's using right now, the strat he's going to choose to use is, I think, pretty much exactly what it did in the previous game. It looks like a mass marauder slash medivac slash marine, which is usually just called bioball, but he does it in a different way. He doesn't mass Angry African doesn't mass the infantry first. He waits a little bit, and he makes sure he can get a few medvacs out to support them before he masses them. So interesting style of doing it, interesting way of doing it, but yeah, let's see if it's going to be successful in this game. Over in Spinks' base, we've got his second gateway going down now. The robotics facility is already down. He's got an Immortal coming out. He's probably going to get an Observer out soon as well to just have a look around the map. A pretty early Immortal out for him. If he can make, the thing is, players sometimes do this. They get that Immortal out early, they get that Colossus out early. You get any of these big units out early, and then they don't take advantage of it. I really want to see Spinks sort of putting on some pressure, actually moving out, getting a couple more Zealots, a couple more Stalkers maybe, putting down that proxy pylon and starting to put a bit of pressure on. Because, if your micro can keep up with your opponents, there's no reason for you to not continuously fight, especially if you've got the income, you've got the warp gate research done as he does have now, and he's got a very good spawn for something like that. So I want to see Spinks putting on a bit more pressure. Both of them are just sitting in their base right now. Neither of them trying to harass, neither of them actually scouting around. If we have a look at their views, AngryAfrican over here, the last thing he saw going up was that gateway and the cybernetics core, and at the same time for Spinks, he has only seen that first Rax. So if we have a look at what AngryAfrican is doing now, pretty interesting. We haven't seen this very often. We've seen a Helion drop being done. He's pulling this medevac around the back of Spinks' base. He's abusing the fact that Spinks did not put a pylon in this little smoke area here. And here come those Helions. Let's see if he can do some damage to them. He's got them in between these probes here. He's doing some nice damage. 2 probes down. 3 down, but here come the Immortals to shut down those Helions. He did manage to get Spinks to pull those probes off the mineral line, but Spinks incredibly quick. He's got them back on there immediately, and AngryAfrican just as quick at getting those Helions out of the way. I think he's going to abandon doing that now. He's not going to try that harass anymore because he can see that Spinks is pretty much ADT on his ass, and he's ready for that. Armed response all the way. So AngryAfrican just sticking to exactly what I thought he would. He's getting that infantry out, he's getting more medvacs out, and here come more Raxes, a lot more Raxes. He's got 4 barracks out now, and he's probably just going to start pumping those Marauders out. Ouch. Okay, so I think, let's have a look at the incomes quickly. Let's see if Spinks is doing what he can. Yes, he is. He's got his mineral line fully saturated. So does AngryAfrican, but AngryAfrican thinking slightly ahead now. He can see that this game is sort of moving into mid-game now, and he's got that command center up. He's going to fly that over to whichever expansion he chooses to use, and I think that's a good idea because he's at the moment pretty much in control of the game. Neither of them really done much yet, not much in the line of attacking, but we're going to see some action right now. There comes that proxy pylon, exactly what I wanted to see, and here comes the 2 Immortals, Colossi, couple of Zealots, couple of Stalkers, and those 2 sentries. AngryAfrican did spot that, so he knows what's coming. He knows he needs to watch out now. He knows he needs to be careful because that's a big force that Spinks has. We're looking at 72 population against 75 of AngryAfrican. Oh, I don't know if this was the best move that AngryAfrican could have made. He just isolated himself from his base, and he stims. What a quick stim! Look at that. He's quick to get up in Spinks' grill. Some nice damage he's doing there. The Colossus goes down in just a matter of seconds. These Immortals doing some nice damage here to these Vikings that landed, but AngryAfrican slightly sloppy with his micro there, but Spinks at the same time just as bad because he lost a few units that shouldn't have been lost there. He's not attack moving, which is one thing he should do. You don't want to always only focus, because if you attack move, your units will attack the second they get into range. And oh, some brilliant focus fire by AngryAfrican. He takes down the 2 sentries. He pulls out a bunch of SCVs to support his army, and he's about to overrun this tiny force that Spinks has left. So good play by AngryAfrican here. He's keeping his army right up against Spinks's, and oh no, Spinks teleports more units in. That was a bad idea. Don't warp units into a losing battle. Oh no. Okay, so we see the GG from Spinks right off the bat. He's not going to waste any more time in this game. That concludes our best of 3 between Spinks and AngryAfrican. Some really good play. I mean, I'm really impressed by Spinks.